The landscape of media has changed. At one point in time, there was nothing but newspapers. Then there was the TV news. But now, everybody's online, telling this and telling that, giving information, misinformation, misguiding people. So I guess I got to change with the time because everybody has. And welcome back to Everybody Has a
Podcast.
I swear, everybody does, and there's some podcasts out there with close names out there. Everybody has a voice. So, everybody really does have a podcast. This is just ridiculous. Okay, so ladies first. Wait, there's some people that do ladies first, so we're not even original on that. Okay, so ladies first. Went to the softball matchup of the week. Mm-hmm. The USJ Lady Bruins against the TRA Lady Rebels. Mm-hmm. So
or the Rahoos.
Yes.
That's what the boys call the Mister. What do they call them?
The guys,
the Rebels, I guess.
Yeah, the guys in the outfield. So you've seen the highlights on West 10 Media on YouTube.
They call them the Lady Rahoos.
Yeah, those guys come out with a microphone, speaker. Mm-hmm. They got their little chants and everything, and they're classy. They don't attack the other team. They respect the young ladies.
Well, I heard that they ask them like random stupid questions when they're in the outfield.
That's not attacking.
They'll be like, but it's distracting to their game.
That's called good sportsmanship.
Do you like strawberry or vanilla? Right hand for yes, left hand for no. they'll do stupid stuff like that.
Hilarious. Good humor. And they take requests. I got them to play You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer so I can relive my youth. So the guys are awesome out there. And they saw an awesome game earlier this week. 2-0 USJ. So TRA took a tough one. Lainey Howe, she did a good job pitching. She had a couple strikeouts. Mm-hmm. They did just enough. I think it's Halen Ayers, the star athlete up at USJ, the one who has an NIL and all that kind of stuff. I think she has to deal with New Balance. Mm-hmm. She's not only a great basketball player, she's a phenomenal softball player. She scored twice, got on base, and then just those long strides of hers. And then Emerson Fair, the pitcher for USJ, she was striking out. I think she hit double digits on strikeouts. She only faced 22 Lady Rebel batters. 21 is a perfect game. She almost threw a no-hitter, gave up one hit. Mm-hmm. She was phenomenal. They do have a rematch up in Jackson later on in the season. I think TRA can make some adjustments, and they could possibly win. But it's going to be between these two teams. They might see each other up in the state if they keep at the opposite side going up the tournament when May comes around. But I saw a great softball game, 2-0 USJ. And
to only give up 2 runs, that's not bad.
Yeah, but when you're used to scoring about 12 runs, that's why TRA bats got to find a way to figure out Emerson in that circle. She had a rise pitch. She was hitting her spots. Lainey was hitting her spots, but she wasn't getting the calls. And so I don't know what.
It's something about the umpires, though.
And Lainey.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw her intro on West 10 Media and everything. Lunch is ready. But as we continue, I think, maybe they saw the intro, they like, you think you're a superstar or something like that. And she is. She's a superstar. But I think if Lainey's on, TRA, like Coach Sanford told us, they can stay in any game as long as they got her. So I think, great matchup. I think it's a preview for things to come. And time to appropriate transition to some highlights.
Fresh new styles. Check one on the beat.
And we're back, recap time. I started off the week with the boys action. I just hopped over the fence, not literally, to TRA Fed Academy, was going on the same time as the USJ TRA softball game. Mm-hmm. And I saw the Rebels, they've been doing all year, start out kind of slow. Then they pulled away and they won 8-1, and they won both games against Fed Academy, the Vikings, 6-1 and 8-1. And it ended with a bang. Jordan Walker crushes a 2-run homer. Just check out West End Media highlights. He just crushed the ball to right field, and I thought it was gonna hit the house. It just got over the fence. It wasn't near the house, but just your peripheral how things look. So TRA, all those hard games they played at the beginning of the year starting to pay off in league play. Then sandwich in between, a little soccer. And we went up the road. You were able to join me for the McNary Central Bobcats against the Brighton Cardinals. The story is Brighton soccer is pretty solid. They're undefeated right now. I think that win proved them to 8-0 or 9-0. And they play some solid competition. Now they're ready to jump into league play. Coach Brown said they have a target on their back.
Yeah.
But they're ready for the challenge.
No, when I saw them, I was like, yeah, they're going to be a hard team to beat. Because, yeah, they look really fast. And they got some multiple shooters, not just
Jason
one
Hicks,
or
number
two.
5 is pretty solid.
Yeah, number 5, that's his go-to guy. But they have some other guys out there that can also, get in the goal.
Yeah, I think variety of score. I think 5 different. The Cardinals scored. Jason scored twice. Kayla Smith, the senior leader, facilitating things in the middle. That's why he's playing midfield. He's a good leader out there. He got the last goal of the night.
Sadly, we missed it because he wanted to be a yapper.
Like about what?
You was yapping to. I don't even know who you were yapping to. Somebody that was sitting out there.
We're comparing sunset shots. It's a if you seen the thumbnail for the game on West End Media on YouTube, that was a beautiful picture. I should have bragged about that. I just wanted to show them how it was done, and I put on a gun show too out there. You want to tell them about that? I had to take my shirt off.
Yes, he had to take his shirt off because he was wearing black, and he thought. Okay, so Brighton was wearing black, McNary was wearing white, and he thought it was smart to take his shirt off and show off his white tank top because he couldn't wear black because it would blend in with the other team. But then his white tank was on, so it blends in with the other team. So he had to put on a neon green penny. Yeah, what we learned today that day.
A practice jersey in soccer is called a penny.
A penny, and he basically was half naked for a man.
Well, I think something of the best. I had to go back to my boy Caleb Smith. He's just screaming out, "Sun out, guns out, gun show."
The sun was not out actually. The sun was going down. But that's why you got a sun.
But my boy Caleb called out the gun show, and I appreciate
that's just your personal glazer.
I glaze him, so he's awesome. So that's why he signed
Let's talk about the sports.
Going to Free Harvard University.
Let's talk about
Church of Christ,
game.
Recognizing game, baby.
Let's talk about the game that we watch, soccer.
Okay, shout out to my brother in Christ. But as I digress, you can't get mad at that. As we digress, 6-0 win for Brighton, so they look solid. Millington will be their competition. Covington will be tough in that league. Coach E down in Millington, he's a mad genius. He will learn what he needs to know when he sees Brighton, and they will get closer and closer as we go. Right now, if I had to pick, I would pick Brighton.
No, I would too.
But by May,
bleed black and gold. But yes, I was like, yeah, they can beat Millington.
But by the end of May, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, and then we conclude our week on Good Friday, as reserve Easter this weekend. We went back up to Brighton, and White Station came from Memphis as well, and they played them in baseball. White Station was looking pretty good, up 6-1. Then it ended 6-7. So this should let you know that Brighton won the game. A vicious comeback. Carson, the senior leader for the Brighton Cardinals, number 10 on the jersey, crushes a big hit, drives in a bunch of runs, and then Hunter comes up and clears the bases, ties the game, and then a bleeder on the infield.
Let's talk about before that.
Okay.
It looked kind of hopeless for Brighton, and when we came in those first few innings, it just looked hopeless because every time they hit the ball, it's up in the air and they catch it. It's a fly ball every time. Coach is like, you got to get on top of the ball. And
Coach Heath,
yeah, and even the coach was like, he was kind of fed up with it. He was like, can I get a hot dog? But he's like, I'm tired of hot dogs. Y'all got something else?
This lets you know when you're inside the dugout, you get this exclusive insight. So Coach Heath is frustrated, and
this.
He's like, if I got to sit much, I might as well have a snack. So he started off on the hot dog. Then he said, wait, as bad as this is going, I need to upgrade. So he was looking into a hamburger or something like that. But so what coaches do, beginning of the fourth inning, he goes out there to the guys, says, circle around. We got to keep fighting. And then that's all he said. It was just that simple. And it clicked in the fifth inning. So the fifth and sixth inning,
I thought they were just going to get ran all over. And then when they got those hits, I was just like, I was stunned. I was like, they got the lead and they kept the lead? Like, I thought White Station was going to come back at least. But that picture that they put out.
Yeah. Hunter closed it out too. Got the big hit, and he went out there and closed out the last inning.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the way that he was pitching, but I don't think he was the one to close it out, in my opinion.
Well, a lot of young players on Brighton. He put out a few young players on the mound, young players in the field. They only got 3 seniors, so
I'm talking about for White Station.
Oh, White Station,
not Brighton.
Oh,
the dude who closed out, the guy that closed out for Brighton, he actually did well.
The young man for White Station,
but for Brighton,
he won 10-0 against Millington, so he just was off that day.
Yeah, he was just really off that day. I don't know why, but
some people have your number, and then some people, like Tyler Morgan of Millington, he has a lot of people's number because he's good. And some guys, they don't pitch well against certain teams. Just how it plays out. That's why you have to go to the games, and you can't just say who's going to win with baseball. Because if a pitcher's on that day, they can luck up and win. Mm-hmm. So let's get to our highlights. We got 3 sets of highlights, and check out the cool little transitions I did. And we're back, and it's time for Sights and Sounds. If you live in the greater Memphis area, all the sound that you've been hearing for the last couple of days is LeBron James hate. And this time it's not about the debate between him and Michael Jordan. It's what he said on a golf course on some YouTube show and about the city of Memphis. And criticizing the Hyatt Hotel, the worst city to play in. And then he gave his sound business advice of moving the Grizzlies to Nashville to join the Predators and the Titans and the Nashville Sounds, the AAA ball club up there, and just give more to the growing city of Nashville. So, and just further stoke fire to the rivalry between the two Tennessee cities of Memphis and Nashville. So, well, with that being said, native Millingtonian, I'm a native Memphian, but how did it make you feel to hear that?
I was a little offended because, like, Memphis is really not that bad, but I never stayed in a hotel in Memphis because I live here, so I don't have to stay in a hotel. But actually, no, when our power went out one time, my grandma went to a Hilton hotel in Germantown. It was really nice, so I was just like, I don't know. But I've never been to the Hyatt or the West End or anything, but he's not the only person who said that the hotels in Memphis are bad. Like, Anthony Edwards. Yeah, he did this, like, interview with this, like, funny guy and said that, Memphis hotels.
You can tell who slept on it before.
Yeah, he was like, there was stains and He was saying there were stains and the guy was like, there were stains and and he was like, what? He was like, well.
And our favorite NBA sound, Draymond Green, has given his 2 cents on the city, but we take that with a grain of salt. So my feelings on, I'm not offended by the truth. It's the truth. Somebody has to be the worst in the NBA of the 30 cities at the moment in time, and it's us. And our infrastructure is not the best. Our reputation is not the best. We're not the safest city. We have a lot of correcting that we need to do. My hope is this, that LeBron words will spark a fire in Paul Young and the rest of our city's leadership to get things together. Whoever is the manager of the Hyatt in Memphis to get their stuff together. Because, 2 or 3 different people saying this, it must have some truth to it. And then, now I don't like the whole, your suggestion of giving them to Nashville. Why not Columbia, South Carolina? Why not some other, Nashville? You got to send them to Nashville?
I guess to keep it in Tennessee, I guess.
Who makes LeBron the overlord of that? So Chattanooga might want them. Knoxville might want them. They got an arena up there, So Knoxville loves some basketball. Pat Summit and the Vols currently, they do well. The Elite Eight this year.
He also said that if they would have gotten lucky in the lottery and won him, he would have pulled a Eli Manning and not show up. Which, if we're being honest, LeBron James was young.
He would have played.
He would have played.
Yeah, 23 years ago, he would have played.
He would have played. Yeah. Like, he just would have been happy to be able to play in the NBA.
And LeBron, let me throw this little caveat to you. You're never going to see this, but let me throw this little caveat to you. What you did for the city of Cleveland, you would have done it for Memphis.
Yes.
We would have had a championship. We would have had, you as a poster child. Maybe we only would have had you for the first 7 years because you wouldn't give us a hometown discount like you did Cleveland. So I grant you that. But we would have had a 7-year run with you. And the professional that you are, the absolute best basketball player that you are. Now, I still can sit here and say I think LeBron's the best basketball player ever. Michael Jordan is the greatest NBA player ever. LeBron James is the greatest basketball player ever. Can play all 5 positions on both ends. Aficionado can recount the game like a savant. And it's gifted. His passing is better than his scoring. So you are an absolutely wonderful player. So don't discredit yourself like that.
But also, the take that Jason Whitlock had on that, like, you can kind of hear it. He was code switching. Like, he was code switching. Like, LeBron does not talk like that on a daily basis. Like, I've rarely ever heard him talk like that.
So for you who don't know who code switching, everybody know what code switching is, but it's when black people put on a different tone and speak in a different kind of energy when we're around people who are non-black, mostly white. So LeBron was down in blacktivity at that time in the city of Memphis, since we're mostly black. And then, I guess he might not know about the Mifrica thing. He didn't bust out with a Mifrica reference. You know, maybe we need to teach him and get him abreast on all that kind of stuff because we're aware of our shortcomings in our faith. But what are we doing to address them and make them better? And another thing that Jason Whitlock pointed out on Fearless, which a show that I enjoy and watch, his comments hurt Nike. You got to think about the brand overall and the business overall. You keep putting out these political views. You already alienated white America with your views. They're attacking us in the streets. I'm fearful every time I go out. They put the N-word on my house. Now you're attacking a city that's mostly black in a lot of people's eyes with your rhetoric and what you're saying, banishing our team off to another location, which happens to be more white. So, yeah.
And the thing is, though, also white Memphis, because there is two different type of Memphis. There is white Memphis, honestly, and the white people of Memphis were very hurt about what he said. They love the Grizzlies. Yeah, they support them. Yeah. There was a lady who I guess covered the Grizzlies as well, and she was like, I've been living out here. I'm not even from here, but I'm proud of Memphis too, and I like the Grizzlies too. Yes, there's a lot of bad things about Memphis, but can we not that doesn't discredit all the good things about Memphis, That doesn't make Memphis just a terrible city. Everybody from the outside looking in always sees Memphis as, it's so violent and it's so dangerous and it's like Afghanistan or something like that. They kind of make it seem like this, the worst city in the world. It's just a third world country or something, That's how bad they make Memphis sound. And it's really not that bad.
Well, a little quick history lesson. 59 years ago, this past weekend, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in our first city. I wasn't born yet, but that's part of a stain on our city. But it's also the place where the I Am a Man boycott and stance also took place and pumped life into getting rid of discrimination across this country. So good things have been born out of Memphis. I always note Ric Flair, he claims, Minneapolis and he claims North Carolina, Charlotte, but he was born here.
Graceland's out here.
Then people come to Memphis to become great. Tupelo's very own Elvis Presley came here to become great. Aretha Franklin, you claim Detroit, but you were born here in Memphis. So this is a special soil. It's a special grounds. And when people touch down here and they add to the soil here and cultivate, beautiful things grow from Memphis, Tennessee. So I'm hoping, this is my prayer that I'm verbalizing out loud.
Justin Timberlake.
LeBron James' words will help us grow. Because we do need a wake-up call here in Memphis. As great as the city can be, we are not near our full potential. So I hope that we take heed to these words from LeBron.
And prove him wrong.
And better ourselves. I hope he can come back in 10 years when he's retired. He might still be playing on LeBron and say, man, Memphis has really turned this thing around. I feel safe staying here. Then somebody go rob him real quick. No, just joke. That was just joke. We don't want that to happen to you, LeBron. But I think this is the wake-up call we need. And speaking of sentiments, this is signing season, and I went up to Brighton. I was at Brighton a lot this past week. And Miss Keegan, softball star for the Lady Cardinals, she expressed her sentiments on heading up to the next level as she get ready to head to Northeast. Let's see what she had to say.
Something and need help, I get it. So I just want to help out any way I can.
Well, to close out, you've been called a people pleaser, a dog. Most people call you loyal. And talk about your loyalty to the game of softball and how it's paying off today.
Just being those people that you come up with, always remember them. Those are your people, A teammate is different than anything else in life, everything has its own category, but a teammate has a special love that you can't ever replace with anything else. So I wouldn't do anything to ever trade on my teammates or anything like that.
God gave you two special teammates, your mom and dad. They've
been
there since you were 5 years old.
Yes.
What would you like to say to mom and dad?
Thank y'all for everything, and they've been great, and honestly, they've been so supportive. They've never made me feel like a burden just because I had a bad game. They've always been more than supportive, and also, if we're talking about mom and dad, they've been great. But Coach Maddie as well, she has been such a great help. She's pushed me, everyone goes through ups and downs with the game. I was starting to kind of lose the love for my game. Freshman year, it happens, but she brought all of the love back, and I couldn't be thankful enough for her. I can tell her thank you every day.
Hey, I'm indicting myself how old I am. I covered her back in high school.
Yes.
But she's the young phenom. She sees a lot of you in her.
Yes.
So I think that's why she gravitated toward it.
Oh, yeah.
Because she loves a good dog.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's definitely what we are.
Well, Keegan, congratulations on getting out to Northeast. Best of luck. And we're getting ready to close out this week's episode with our final segment. And a lot of basketball on the mind. Championship games of the NCAA tournament, South Carolina, UCLA. South Carolina upset UConn. UConn came into the Final Four undefeated. And then Coach Gino Auriemma was upset with Don Staley after the game. And I think, honestly, it was a good time for that because they needed like a publicity stunt so somebody would pay attention to women's college basketball because Caitlin Clark's gone, Angel Reese and the You Can't See Me stuff is gone. So they need a little something to draw interest. But here's the backfire part. One team's gone now. So next time UConn and South Carolina play each other, I would tune in to see a Gino and Dunn fight. And UCLA only had one loss coming into the championship game. They have a big 6'7" girl that's awesome. So I actually do pay a little attention to women's college basketball. And then in the men, the upset-minded Huskies of UConn, who just keep trucking along. They're in the championship game against Michigan. And I missed the ball on Michigan. Everybody picked Duke and Arizona, including me. And I was like, Michigan. But that Michigan, they have like a pro team. They have they like the college level Bartlett Panthers. So the Wolverines, they have all the pieces and stuff. And so that'll be the national championship game for the guys. So that's been going on. And any what's been going on in your world of social media and stuff?
Nothing much. Pooh Shiesty kidnapped and robbed Gucci Mane.
That's a Memphis connection?
Yeah.
That's why LeBron don't want to come here. It's not safe. Our rappers are not safe here.
But everybody was like, Gucci who? Gucci Mane?
Gucci. Yeah.
So everybody's been really, 2026 has been just so weird. Just all over the place, especially in K-pop. There's another member in a K-pop group that is leaving the group after 10 years of being in the group, and he literally is the face of the group. Is Mark Lee of NCT 127
as you tune
and NCT Dream. And there's just a lot of drama. Technically, this is not a K-pop.
Time for me to throw it to Liyah's lane.
This is not a K-pop group. But Cat's Eye, she's not the only black girl in Cat's Eye. Her name is Manal. She's Swedish or either from Switzerland. I don't remember.
We'll see you next week.
No, and she's gonna.
We'll see you next week.
And then Keysong from Enhypen, he left the group too.
Fresh new styles, Jack Glenn on the beat.